Nobody can abandon me or reject me right now because I fucking got me. Everything else is a bonus from someone else. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound podcast, where we center the stories of Black women as we heal from the painful relationships with our mothers. Welcome to the Black Mother Wound. I'm your host, Jennifer Arnice. What's up, y'all? I missed you so much. Did y'all miss me? I have thoroughly enjoyed my time off. I looked up, last week and I was like, this is like maybe the most relaxed I have ever been in my entire life. Like I have needed this time off and it has been good to me. You can see the girl got a little tan. She been out in the sun. What do we do? I took Vincent to his very first concert. We went to Raleigh to see motherfucking Wu-Tang. Okay. And it was chef's kiss. It was electric. It was the best rap concert I've ever been to. The best concert by male performers outside of Chris Brown. Because Chris Brown, nobody is a better performer out right now, male, than Chris Brown. Wu-Tang came in a close second. Even though they didn't even have no dancers, just the crispness of their performance. They were not singing over tracks. They didn't give you no bullshit. Like they was spitting in the mic the whole time. Method was in white. He was fine. Raekwon was Raekwon. Ghostface. You got everybody. It was so good. I was hype. Vincent was looking at me like, oh, okay, this how you be when you out somewhere. It was so much freaking fun. We had such a good time. We saw some of my cousins on my dad's side that live out in Raleigh, spent some time with them. So it was really nice. And then I went camping. I went beach camping. Hopefully the vlog is up. I've been working on the vlog for the last 2 weeks, but maybe by the time this episode is up, the vlog will be up. That was so much fun. Also, it was so relaxing to literally sleep on the beach every night, wake up, be able to see the beach, climb out of my tent, walk out, be on the water. Lovely. I had such a good time. I don't even know what to tell you. It was good people, good fun. I don't know if I would camp on the beach again because there's so much damn sand. The sand was the most tiring thing, even though you are on the beach, it's sand, but still it was a lot it was a lot of walking in sand. But yeah, I'm back. Hey. And what are we talking about today? I think this is something I brought up before, but I was going back looking and like reading comments from the episode where I was talking about being a parentified child. And I see there's something that keeps coming up. So I just wanted to, I think what I really want to do is acknowledge it. Because I feel like in healing our mother wound, one of the most critical things is like the acknowledgement of our lived experience, because so many people who still, when they hear the things I say, it's like, oh, you explained my life. You explained my experience, something I didn't have words for. I thought I was the only one. I thought I was making it up. And when you are recognized, when you are seen, that actually releases some of the trauma, because trauma is not really just about the thing that happens to you. And I've talked about this, just throughout the time of doing this podcast. Trauma is what happens to you that leaves you overwhelmed and alone. Like you don't know how to manage the experience, and there's no one there to help you manage the experience. There's no one who sees it, acknowledges it, and is like, oh yeah, that's fucked up. Oh yeah, that's wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that really did happen. Because when you can reconcile, like, oh, that really did happen, your brain then can say, oh, it can have empathy for you. It can have sympathy for you. And it's not fighting the experience, right? which is really important, which is, I think, a lot of what happens with us in a lifetime of trauma in the relationship with our mother is we're fighting the experience. Did it happen? Did I exaggerate it? Is it my fault? All of that is really doing a lot of damage. It's like driving a car that's got bad brakes and bald tires. Like, you're going to get there, but you're going to tear your car up even more along the process, right? It minimizes your capacity to process current things going on in your life, and it limits your ability to manage stress and even to move forward and grow. So that is why it's so important that people see themselves in this work. It's so freaking critical, and it seems like such a simple thing, but it's so important. So the thing I want to acknowledge today is, and of course, I think I've mentioned this before, I don't think I've had a whole episode about it, is this silent shame that we feel that is related to feeling like you are a burden and a nuisance, right? I think I've talked before about like growing up feeling that my mother didn't like me, right? Which a lot of us grew up with that. But what it leaves us with is this feeling that we are fundamentally unwelcomed. And what that does to our self-esteem and our sense of worthiness, and how it is so crippling. And it happens so early in our life that it becomes like this normal thing that we live with, that we think is just a fact of life. It's like, oh, no one wants to be bothered with me. I'm a burden. I'm a nuisance. I'm an outsider. I don't have anybody. And it really creates a fertile ground for feelings of loneliness and isolation, which moves us away from community. And community is one of the pillars of reparenting your inner child. But if you feel unwelcome and unwanted, it's very difficult. It's scary. It feels unsafe to enter into community. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today, because it's not something like we're going to fix like by the end of this episode. But one, I want to acknowledge it. And I want to speak directly to your inner little girl for a minute. I don't want to talk to adult you. I want to talk to little girl you. And I want to tell her that I'm sorry that she feels that way. I'm sorry that there's ever been anyone who ever made you feel like you didn't matter, that you were unwelcome, that you were a burden, that you were a nuisance. And that is not true. The experience you had with your mother is not representative of the experiences you can have with other people out in the world. And it is safe. It actually is safe for you to venture out and become a part of community. The thing is, we have to learn how to do that. And that is the adult version's job. Like, that is my job. My job is to shield you from the wrong people, to find the right people for you, so you can be in community with people where you feel seen, heard, loved, nurtured, and cared for. Right? That's what I'm saying to your inner little girl. That's what I'm saying to my inner little girl, right? Because this work is for her. Increasingly, I really want you to think about all the things that we talk about from week to week, how they impact the little girl in you, not just the adult version of you, but the little girl, because she's the one who is holding on to everything, right? And I know why she feels unwelcome. I know why you feel like a burden. I know why you feel like nobody would ever like you if they really got to know you. And I just want to tell you that it's still not true, right? I feel like I want to tell y'all to like stop, rewind, and listen to that part again and let it really sink into her and also for you to gather those words so you can repeat to her. Because as long as you feel like a nuisance, as long as you feel like a burden, it is like a real horrible shame to carry around. Like feeling like a burden is a burden. It is a weight that you carry, and it makes it impossible for you to show up as your true self. It makes it impossible for your brilliance and your creativity, your innovation, your vulnerability to come to the surface. It makes it impossible for you to pursue the things that you really want to have in your life, because if you feel like a nuisance or a burden, you're going to be trying to do everything by yourself, right? And that becomes like a part of that hyper independence that I used to talk about a lot early in this community, and how that shows up in our life. It's like, I got it, I can do it, I don't need nobody, you know. And you also have this feeling that this is the feeling you really have that's behind all of that huffing and puffing, is I don't feel like I belong, right? And it's such a fucked up feeling to feel like no matter where you go, you never feel like you belong, because you see other people belonging. You see other people frolicking with others and enjoying themselves and getting the help they want and being a part of community and engaging with people. And you're kind of sitting on the sidelines and you like, I don't even know how to do that. And I don't believe it can happen for me. And I don't believe it's happening for them. And you have all of this, all of these, you have jealousy, you have insecurity. You don't want to be jealous, but you are looking at people being loved and you're just like, that could never be me. All because our mothers didn't love us that way, right? And then we pick people like our mother, which give us more evidence that we can't be loved that way. And we make it a rule, we make it a law, right? But it's really not a law. And so I want to talk about how you can begin to reprogram your psyche. Because if you can look at this not as a truth, but as like a computer program, right? It's a computer program. It is not the law. It is not a part of who you are. It is an experience. And when you can understand that in this healing process, that these things can be reprogrammed, you now have like, oh, there's opportunity there. Like, okay, I can see this differently. Even if you don't believe it, if you can just believe me as someone who was the outsider of all outsiders, who never believed anybody would be there for them, who always felt like they didn't belong, was a burden and nuisance. I know if you knew me, you could never like me, all of that shit, to now knowing that I'm worthy of love, knowing that I'm a good person and that anybody will be a fool not to want to be in my presence and not to see me as a good person, a good friend, and talented and all those things. It's like, duh, you know what I mean? Okay. I love healing, y'all. I really do. The shit be hard, but when you get over the hump, that shit be good. You know what I mean? Okay, let me get back to it. So I always tell y'all healing is an action verb, right? And healing is about making different choices. And in order for you to feel less like a burden, right? Because we're going to start with less of a burden. We're going to talk about feeling a little more included. You are going to have to begin putting yourself out there. I know it sucks. It really does suck. But I'm not telling you to put yourself out there in like in the wild, just random shit. I want you to curate your spaces. And right now, by now, you should be knowing like things that you enjoy doing, experiences you want to have, and engaging in those experiences, right? And while you're there, letting yourself be seen, like removing the mask and just letting yourself be. Just letting yourself be in that moment. If you have something to say it. If you feel like being quiet, quiet. When it's your turn to talk, Tell the truth. Say how you really feel. You know, you have to really start being okay with disappointing people. And because it doesn't mean you will disappoint them, but if you're okay disappointing people, you can be more honest, and you'll probably find that more people will gravitate towards you, are able to see you, and you can connect with people much more easily. And you're also able to know who aren't your people. So you're not trying to belong in the wrong places, because that was a big fault of mine for decades. Okay. For a very long time, trying to fit in the wrong motherfucking places. Some places you're not supposed to fit in. That's why I'm like, you have to be doing the work. You have to be caring for your inner little girl and be at a space where, you know, like, these are the things I enjoy doing. These are the types of experiences I want to have, and then show up there. And if it's not good for you, leave. But if it is good, there's a potential for it being good. Opening up a little more, allowing yourself to be seen a little more, right? Because this is the thing. A lot of people don't want to do this for the fear of rejection, and the fear of abandonment, and the fear of being shamed and humiliated, right? You have to create the safe space. You're not looking primarily for a safe space from someone else. You have to have been doing the work, creating the safe space. Nobody can abandon me or reject me right now, because I fucking got me. Everything else is a bonus from someone else. So I don't have the fear of people not liking me. And it's not about, I don't care what people think. It's not the huffing and puffing. It's just like, oh, okay. Everybody doesn't have to like me. It doesn't mean something's wrong with me or wrong with them, or there's got to be a beef. It just doesn't match. I don't have to take that personally. I can move on with my day, because there are so many people on this planet for me to engage with, that why would I get hung up on a few folks that don't fuck with me? Right? It's very easy for me to see that now. Now, before, I couldn't even imagine saying that, right? But when you can know that you got you, and because I don't abandon or reject myself, I have created a safety to where now I can go out and be more vulnerable with people. I can be myself. I can let myself be seen, and not so people will like me just because this is me. You know what I'm saying? It's a very low effort way of being, right? And if you think that you're a burden or a nuisance, then you probably have a very high effort in your being, because you're always trying to make yourself likable, lovable, approachable, accessible. You want people to see you are someone of value. So you're proving, you're hustling, you're performing, and there's so much fucking effort in that. And as long as you're doing that, you're always going to be carrying around that feeling of being a nuisance or a burden, and trying to prove it wrong, right? Let people say, oh no, here I am. You know, I can help you with that. I'm there for you. I can answer that question, and I can help. And you doing too motherfucking much. And you wonder why you tired. And I think for me, a lot of the relaxation I've been feeling this summer is because of a real shift and a relaxation in me just being my fucking self. You know what I mean? And I'm a be myself person. You know, that's, y'all already know that. But even more, because there's like small ways in which your subconscious is trying to earn love, right? It's trying to be seen. And as you are there for yourself, that feeling of having to prove something starts to subside and dissolve. And you're just left with space. You're left with this space to just be. You know what I'm saying? And it gives your brain an opportunity to just relax. And that, for us, is like heaven. It's like a new thing, because our brains have been running on overdrive since we were kids, because we've been trying to manage the relationship with our mother. We've been trying to figure out how to make her happy, how to stay on her good side, how to, you know, earn her love. It's like a record playing over and over again that never goes off, right? And it's so freaking exhausting because you feel like you're always getting it wrong, right? It's like you're doing your best and it's never good enough. And so you just keep going and going and going, and it's incessant. And then it bleeds over into how you parent, how you in relationships, your job, and you just really end up doing too much everywhere. And then wondering why I don't have what I want. Why can't everybody see how good a person I am? Because it's not everybody's not supposed to see how good a person you are. You're supposed to see how good a person you are, and not by doing things, but just by being, right? And just by taking care of yourself. Your only job is to take care of yourself. It is to go in and lick your wounds and soothe yourself and find the comfort that you deserve. That is your job. That is your marching orders. That is your role and your responsibility in this life. And then watch how everything shifts and changes after that. And that's how that feeling of, not being good enough, being an outsider, feeling like a burden, that's how that goes away. I understand how it gets there. I already know y'all gonna be sending me messages about all your experiences of feeling like a burden and feeling like a nuisance when you were a child. I get it because I was there. What I'm trying to tell you is you don't have to feel that way, right? You can feel differently if you start to show up differently for yourself. That's why healing your mother wound is all about building a healthy relationship with yourself. You have to define that I am acceptable. I am acceptable. I am not a burden to anyone, including to myself. I am not guilty. So much of us live with this guilt that doesn't even belong to us because it's a programming. But for you to come back, even if you just lay your hand on your chest, right? And you just pat it and you tell your inner little girl, you didn't do anything wrong. That shit is powerful. You didn't do anything wrong. It's not your fault, and you're innocent. You are innocent. Every time it comes up, you're going to have to reprogram her. You're going to have to make her believe you. Every time she feels guilty, evil, as a nuisance, as a burden, you have to come back and remind her that's not your fault. I know. I know how she made you feel. I know how she made you feel, and I know nobody came for you to help you, but I'm here now. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You're innocent. I don't care what she said. She was wrong. And I'm mad as hell at her. For you, even if you can't be mad at her, I can be mad at her. And you deserved better, and I'm going to give you better. That is the reparenting. It starts with that small voice, you beginning to come into the habit of talking to yourself that way. And then showing up for yourself in the same way. What do you need from me? What does it look like to show up in the world as someone who feels worthy of being there just because they are? It starts with saying no. It starts with doing less. It starts with the inner inquiry of what do I want to do? What do I want to say? How do I want to be treated? What kind of experience do I want to have? Not how will they feel? How will they see me? What do they want? What will they think? You have to shift from that external gaze to an internal gaze and say, oh, I want this. Well, then that's what we're going to do. This is where you want to go. This is the experience you want to have. Even down to the smallest. Do you want to drive or do you want to take an Uber? Really, I'm tired. I really rather take an Uber there and Uber back. Even if I got to pay a little extra money, the comfort of it would make me feel good. Well, damn it, that's what we're going to do. Right? If you don't want to do something, be able to say, I'm not going to be able to do it today. I might not be able to do it ever, whatever somebody's asking you to do. But you have to know what you want, what's best for you, and what your needs are, and then start acting on those things little by little. And soon you will start to feel a lightness, and you will start to feel, I don't even want to call it entitlement. If you're coming from a space where you really feel like a real nuisance, a real burden, then it does feel like entitlement. It's like, oh, I should have what I want. Oh, I have a choice. I have an option. But it's really not entitlement. It's like how you should feel, right? That's called healthy self esteem. And that's what I want for us. But it has to happen first with you shifting how you treat yourself. Stop treating yourself like you're a burden. Stop putting other people on a pedestal and thinking they have something that you don't have and you have to prove something. Okay? I feel like I'm about to start repeating myself because I feel like this was a good rant. I think this was good. If nothing else, I want you to know that I see you. And I want you to listen to me when I say that you are not a burden and you are not a nuisance. You just aren't. You deserve to be loved. She was wrong. She is wrong. And we're not putting our attention on her shifting or changing anymore, or anybody shifting or changing. We're putting our focus on our inner little girl and how we can show up for her and get her to believe that she's worthy. And that only happens with how we treat ourselves and how we change our behavior, right? And you got to get really laser focused about that. And you need to be consistent with it. It doesn't have to be in the biggest and grandest gestures. It can be in small things, but it has to be something you do consistently, and you deserve it all. You deserve all good things. So there is no time where it's going to be like, oh, it's too much. Well, maybe I'm expecting it. No, 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 sweetheart. You deserve all the good things. Okay. I love y'all. I'm happy to be back. Hopefully the the vlog will be up soon with my camping trip so y'all can see it. I'll see you guys next week. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.